to our channel. Our road to BlizzCon 2016 continues. I hope, I really hope, that you have heard it. There will be, I hope that you heard it. There will be a new expansion called the League of Explorers here in Hearthstone. The thing is, my first thoughts have been when I heard about the release. I thought, oh shit, you don't have enough gold, what to do now? And so I thought, hey, my god, how can I get enough gold? Just for the ones of you who don't know how they can effectively farm enough gold for something like an Hearthstone adventure. Here, for example, the League of Explorers. I had almost 0 gold when I heard about the expansion coming out on Friday evening. So I thought, oh my god, what to do? What can I do here? And my conclusion was, okay, I have to go to the 103 gold and hope for getting nice quests. So the deal is making an average 100 gold per day. So you got 7 days between 2 wings, so you can make 700 gold in a week. Okay. So the plan, so the problem was, I didn't have the time to farm on the weekends, so I had the problem that I only had about 150, 180, no, it was exactly 200 gold when it was Monday and I first started Hearthstone again. So I thought, oh my god, you get 200 gold and only Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But here, so the clue is, I don't know when it will be released on Thursday, I guess, somewhat between the daytime. And so you could theoretically also get the first day quest for the gold, stuff like that. Yeah. So the problem was it wasn't 200 gold, and this have been Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 300 gold. 200 plus 300 equals 500. This is correct. What have I been doing wrong? Wait. I wasn't 200? 300? Yeah, I was in 200 and had 2 quests. Yeah, and had 2 quests, both 50 gold, so I had 400 gold at the end of Monday. I'm sorry that I didn't streamed the gold farming yesterday, but it was really only one match after another. Only casual games, no ranked matches, nothing on ranked. And I also don't plan to play ranked until the whole League of Explorers thing is released, because I want to take time to get in touch with the new cards and get in touch with the new cards to farm the gold for it, because I really don't own the money to pay for the wings. I did that for Naxxramas and Blackrock Mountain, but yeah, this month I'm really short on money because Christmas preparation, my friends, Christmas preparation. And so I want to show you guys the League of Explorers adventure. You can see that every Thursday when I'm streaming it. in English. If someone of you requests to see that also in German, I can, if you want, also make an adventure run on German, but I will only upload that on YouTube. Okay, so here's the thing. We have exactly 45 new cards. Let's get a bit into it. Every class received 3 new cards, and there is a new, how can you say, a card ability. This card ability is called, can we see it here? Discover. What happens if I, yeah, like for example here, discover. Discover means that when you play that card, or if you play a card that has discover, you get the choice between 3 random cards which aren't in your deck, which are only randomized, to choose one from. For example, the Raven Idol Druid class spell can play on turn 1, and you choose either you discover a minion or you discover a spell. Which means you have, for example, let's say you choose discover a minion. Then you have the option to discover one of 3 completely randomized minions. Only restriction here is it's neutral or from your class. Yeah, this is the only, really the only exception here, or restriction. Yeah, so, okay. Basically, just to tell you what the League of Explorers is all about. For those who haven't played World of Warcraft, or haven't played it a lot, haven't seen so much about it, or for example people who are only horde only players, in Ironforge there is a hall called the Hall of Explorers. In this Hall of Explorers, the League of Explorers, founded by Bran Bronzebeard, a brother of Magni and Muradin. Was it uncle? No, I guess it was a brother. I guess it was the brother, but I can look that up. But Bronn founded the League of Explorers with the goal to find the relics of Azeroth, to really go out in the world and search for artifacts, forgotten relics. This has the Indiana Jones touch. You will also see that when the adventure is coming out, the design of the cards, the design of the heroes, and whatever. Okay, so here's the deal. In the League of Explorers Hearthstone adventure, it's all about finding the Staff of Origination, which is splitted into, was it 2? Was it 3 or 4 parts? I guess it has been 3 parts. Yeah, and Blizzard also showed every card in the expansion. They also showed the adventure itself, how it will be going, what the lore will be in this. You will simply see that on Thursday when the first wing is coming out, what this adventure is all about. So okay, basically we help the 4 founders, or the 4 members of the League of Explorers, Bran Bronzebeard, Elise Starseeker, Reno Jackson, and Sir Finlay Murgleton, to find the Staff of Origination. No, it has been 4 parts. 4 parts. And with every member you find 1 part somewhere out there in Azeroth. Okay, So, because I don't want to spoil you too much about what the thing is all about, let's go straightly direct into the cards, and I will show you what the cards are about. Yeah. If you want, we can also do an evaluation, but first of all, I will only talk about what the cards will do and in what type of deck you will be able to use them. Okay, so we will start by from top to bottom, from the class cards. So now we can, for you, do that a bit more. So starting with the Jungle Moonkin. You see, it's a beast 4/4 for 4 mana druid. You can see Blizzard wants to take to give more beasts for everything. Yeah, it has both players have spell damage +2, which equals a maximum spell damage +4 for all of your no. Sorry, got it wrong. Wrote the text here wrong. It's about both players have spell damage +2. One moment, please. I'm sorry, but we're back. Okay, so where have I been? Yeah, the Jungle Moonkin. Okay, 4 mana for 4 beast. Both players have spell damage +2, so it has a back draw and a forward draw. The problem with the Moonkin is actually you give your opponent also spell damage +2. But let's say, just in case you want to clear his board on turn 8 with a swipe, you can deal 3 damage to all of his minions. And well, let's say it's a paladin. He won't really have that much spells to use with. I mean, what spells does a paladin have? Hammer of Wrath. Okay, this would deal 5 damage then. Possibly kill the Jungle Moonkin. Or he deals Consecration, which will be very awful for us. Okay, so here it is. You can use the Jungle Moonkin possibly if you want to make a board clear in combination for someone like Control Druid, or if you won't have to fear your enemy having use of the spell damage. Plus, Jungle Moonkin is 4 mana, which means you can get it out of the Piloted Sky Golem. Nothing more to say about this beast here. Okay, so let's continue to the Mounted Raptor. 3 mana, 3/2, and you guessed it, beast. So another beast card for 3 mana. Fits very well into the beast mana curve. We still wait for a good for a good beast deck out here. But Mounted Raptor is somewhat away into the correct direction. Mounted Raptor has Death Rattle. Summon a random 1-cost minion. So it basically is a sticky minion, which can be really good if you play against something like Mage or Hunter or anything else that wants to kill your minions directly. So I wouldn't say Mounted Raptor is a good card. basically it will, I guess, more be somewhat of a more bad card, because the question is, wait, can you see that? No, you can't see. What if I'm just starting Hearthstone, want to get it as, wait, options, not full screen. Ah, yeah, now you can see it. So let me. Oh no. Yeah, we do this. Just have to make sound. Oh, this is a bit loud. So, I type in minion. 1 mana cost. So just take a look at what we could get out here. Okay, so Timberwolf, Web Spinner, Mana Worm, Twilight Whelp, Northshire Cleric, Buccaneer, Dust Devil, Flame Imp, which would be a good draw for. I mean, you kill a 3/2 and get a 3/2 out of it. So this equals a 6/4 for 3 mana. This is actually good then. Yeah, Voidwalker, Abusive Sergeant, Argent Squire. Oh well, wait. Just put this here. Yeah, a Brave Archer, 2/1, which would be, yeah, no use. A Shadow Bomber, yeah, something like even worse. A Blood Imp, not that good, but it could be a changer somewhat. A Warbot, also interesting. Yeah, an Angry Chicken, Bloodsail Corsair, Gadgets and Joust are more or less uninteresting. The Injured Qualia could be something very interesting, because in that case you would get a 2/4 because it doesn't have the battle cry out of the Raptor. Light Warden would be okay, I guess, if you would play Priest, but it's Druid, not Priest, so yeah, so less. And yeah, basically this is all that is interesting. Maybe Worgen Infiltrator, because it more or less guarantees 2 extra damage, or the Young Priestress, which would be also not that good, because yeah, just not that much of use. Okay, next card, Raven Idol. Yeah, Raven Idol, basically a 1 mana spell. Would be is kind of interesting, because Druid doesn't have that much 1 mana spells. I mean, think about what are the 1 mana spells Druid could use on turn 1. This is basically only Living Roots, yeah, or Naturalize, which you don't use on turn 1, or the Savagery. You know what I mean. Not really that really interesting. Yeah, but Raven Idol itself creates you a minion, which can be a Druid minion, which could be also Aviana, for example, but it could also be, I don't know, something like Darnassus Aspirant, but it could also be a neutral minion. But just according to discover a minion, and could be a class minion. Think about what minions does Druid have. Really interesting minions, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, okay, this bad, this interesting, because if you play on turn 1, you can play the Darnassus Aspirant on turn 2, same as Druid of the Saber or Anodized Robocup. Also, okay, Druid of the Flame, not so interesting. Maybe Keeper of the Grove. Wildwalker. Okay, Wildwalker, some of the worst cards. Druid of the Claw, Druid of the Fang. This card may get more value in the next time, because we got so many cheap beasts which we could really just use with the Druid of the Fang. So that's why I also didn't disenchant it. Yeah, it could be really interesting, because it's not a buff into a 7 onto 4/4 to 7/7, but it's actually a transformation, so it becomes a 7/7, and if you sign it, it's still a 7/7 with no backdraw. Just you have to get it activated. A Magbear Cat, also interesting, and then yeah, okay, Knight of the Wild, or you can get one of the Ancient of Lore, Ancient of War, Ironborg Protector, all really nice. I'm just checking, yeah. The other cards that I just missed because I don't have them. Okay, Grove Tender can be also interesting because you can draw it. Savage Combatant, because it's just a threat. I mean, it's no card you really yeah. If you can use your hero power twice, you got value out of the Savage Combatant, but it's almost never of the time that you will have that. But nevertheless, you can play on turn 6 to remove something the enemy has brought to you. And the more interesting things. Malorn, I think for 1 mana spell getting Malorn out is completely okay. An Aviana, or a Cenarius. Okay, these are the possibilities you can get out of the class minions, or you can get one of all of the other neutral minions. And the other thing is, just check in here if some of you is making a comment, so I can answer it. So the other thing is, it says discover a spell, which means you can choose, you get 3 random druid spells, and you can choose one. So which druid spells do we have which are, let's say, really bad, so that we don't want to have them? So I guess Moonfire is something we don't really want under any circumstances. We can't have this better. Claw is okay. Don't say good, but okay. I mean, Claw is somewhat like Living Roots with no decision and a bit of a backdraw, because we have to attack and can't really have a spell do that for us. Mark of the Wild is okay. Other really bad cards. This is okay. This is good. This is also good. This is okay. This is not really what we want. This would be one of the worst choice. This great. This is not so great. This also not. This is probably the worst spell we could get out here. Great. Okay. Okay. Best we could get. Okay. So you see, there's from wait, how many spells are this? 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, I forgot this here too. I should show only golden cards, so I can just see every. So, oh, do I? No, I don't see them here. Huh? Ah, yeah, I get it. Okay, I'm done. So, from the basic cards, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 basic cards. We got adventure cards. 1. Yeah, one adventure card. Adventure card. So this is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 12. 9, 10, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 28 druid cards we could draw from. Okay, well, I make it this. So from the basic cards, right. From the basic cards we got bad cards 1. Yeah, 1 bad basic card. So this is, it's okay. So now let's check the rest. Optional, optionally good, bad. So optionally good, bad, optionally good, good or okay. Okay if you have an innervate on your starting hand and nothing you really want to lose. This is okay. This is really worth a try. And take in mind that when you use Astral Communion, you gain 10 mana crystals, not 10 empty mana crystals, because that means when you play this card, you can actually also use your hero power then, just at least to just get one armor or to get 1 minion. Okay. 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 Optionally okay. For example, this optionally okay if you play against a, let's say against paladin, and the paladin wants to go complete phase. You can simply go for the taunt. I mean, the taunt is the important thing. Or if you, don't know, if you want to get if you have a late game knife juggler because you just didn't draw it, or you just, when you had this card in your hand to the choice, you just didn't have the knife juggler on hand. It is okay, because you know what I mean. Recycle bad, Tree of Life, only good when we build a deck around it, and I guess we don't do that if we get a 1 mana card for this. Yeah. So, according to this, complete rubbish cards, I'd say 4. From the 28, this is 20. Let's say 5. 5 complete rubbish cards. Is this correct? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Ah, 5. I said 5, so 6, so we got 22 okay to really good cards. Which means, if you want to evaluate this, you have 28 cards. Minor 6 bad cards equals 22 okay cards. So from the 22 cards we got, from the 28 cards, 22. So from the 28 cards we have 3. So we get a chance. No, wait. No. Me dumb. So we actually have a 78% chance to get an okay card out from this. And the fact that we can choose between 3 cards even ups that a bit. I guess I will take a look on this card later. Maybe it is good. Maybe it is really good, and by now just undervalued. I don't know. But good in case when you want to discover a spell. Not when you just want to discover a minion. Discover a minion is complete RNG, and discover a spell is okay. I mean, the RNG factor is always there, but yeah. I mean, wait, what is this? One. So you got a 55% chance. Is this 55? No. 28 plus 1. Okay. Why? I guess why it had that problem. So 1, 8 plus, to do this with okay, how's the new calculator working? I want to type in no this. Okay, well yeah, now I got this. So plus this is I feel dumb by now. Let me one last try. I have this now. Okay, so this is 128. 1 divided 28 plus 1 divided 27 plus 1 divided 26. So we actually got a chance of 11% that we get 3 bad cards. So this means we got an almost 89% chance to get a okay till good spell, which is actually quite okay. So Raven Idol, the Druid card. We actually want to say, okay, this may be the one card. This is which is the best out of these of the new. So I say, okay, Mounted Raptor. I would have to calculate more about which minions we could get, but I guess the Raven Idol is stronger. Okay, so let's get to the Hunter cards. Oh wait, no. Until we get to the Hunter cards, I actually have to say I have to go to the toilet. I am really sorry. I will hurry. So, I am back. I'm sorry for letting you wait. Okay. Well, where have we been? Here. Okay, so let's get to the Hunter's cards. Yeah, a very interesting card here. Explorer's hat. Get your Indiana Jones hat, or more possibly your Reno Jackson hat. Yeah. When I first saw the hat, okay, it's a 2 mana spell and gives a minion +1/+1 and Death Rattle. Add an Explorer's hat to your hand. Okay. This card really reminded me of the artifact weapons in Magic the Gathering, because in Magic the Gathering you had an artifact, a weapon, let's say. You played that weapon, and then you played it equip costs to equip the weapon or the armor to a minion, and when the minion died, the artifact still stayed in game, and you could equip it to the next minion. So, yeah, Explorer's Hat. Yeah, it's something more like that. I mean, according to the stats, it is slow. It is really slow. I mean, imagine this. This is where this card could only be interesting. Imagine you have a 1 mana cost card. Let's say, just for example, let's say you have, whoops, let's say you would play a web spinner, or you would play, which is actually yeah, more of what you actually do. Let's say you play not the jouster. Okay. Oh wait, I just had an idea. I will tell you after this. Well, let's say you play something like a Leper Gnome. Yeah. The Leper Gnome is 1 mana. Will probably die. Most probably will die. But to what? Mostly to 1 damage. And if we can get the Explorer's Hat on turn 2 on the Leper Gnome, it is actually quite okay, because we threaten. It is nothing for a face hunter, more something for a mid-range hunter. Because if you play mid-range hunter, you also have the option, just to mention it, you have the option to play a Zombie Chow. And if you play a Zombie Chow together on turn 1, together with an Explorer's Hat, you have the option to have a 3/4 card on turn 2, which is actually very, yeah, how can I say, very likely to trade with everything that comes out there, even with, let's say, a piloted shredder. So it depends on the type of deck you want to play, but as fast as the hunter wants to go, by now this card won't see lots of play, I guess. But we will see. We will see that. Okay. Next card. Or anything here? Nope. Okay. The Desert Camel. 3 mana, 2/4, Beast. Battlecry. Put a 1-cost minion from each deck into the battlefield. Yeah. For the stats, it's not really good, because, yeah, what could you also play as a hunter for aggressive cards? You could play mana, you could play Animal Companion, you could play Eaglehorn Bow, you could play Unleash the Hounds, you could play Kill Command. You see the problem, guys. For minions, also you could play Arcane Golem, you could play Argent Horse Rider. I guess this is more or less all that a usual hunter would play. I mean, maybe the ones of you who don't have that much of cards, you would play just Jungle Panther or, I don't know, Shattered Sun Cleric, Spider Tank. These are all Wolf Rider. These are all options for a hunter. I mean, not all for the hunter, but Wolf Rider is for the hunter, and yeah, okay. Shattered Sun Cleric for a cheap cost hunter. Spider Tank for, let's say, the not very popular mech hunter. But all of these are free mana cost cards, which are actually better. So, the other thing is put the 1 cost minion from each deck into the battlefield. Bad if you play against mid-range or if you play against aggro. But how is it against control? For example, let's say which cards are the most control heavy cards nowadays. These are the Freeze Mage, the Warlock, and Warrior. So let's see. 1 cost minion. So Mana Worm. Yeah, Mana Worm is an option, but is not played in Freeze Mage. Just from the class cards. Yeah, you see. What's going on here? Yeah, and the warrior only has the Warbot, which is, hey, let's be honest, nothing you really worry about. So from the class, minions, nothing to worry about. So you could just place 1 more minion and it's go. 1 mana cost cards a control deck could have. Zombie Chow is always an option for every control hunter, for every control deck. But as you can see, the more threatening cards like Loot Hoarder, like Armor Smith, Cruel Taskmaster, these are all much more expensive cards. 1 or 2 mana more. So no Snow Chugger, no Sorcerer's Apprentice, no Fallen Hero. So if you play the Desert Camel, you can't play it on turn 3, which means you will play it off curve, because then you can kill the other minion from your opponent. Yeah. Not that good card. Really not that good card. So, yeah, I would just go to the next card. This is not that interesting. Dart Trap. Another secret for Hunter. Which says, when an opposing hero power is used, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. The fact that it says a random enemy means you can also use it on an enemy hero. But you can't control that. The thing is, Dart Trap is interesting. I don't say it's bad, but I also don't say it's good because of the random factor. Yeah, I mean, dealing 5 damage to the enemy hero for 2 mana is really an option, but it could also, I don't know, hit you with anything else. This could be an interesting card again against a control deck. For example, let's say You hit the garrosh, you play the dart trap, and you really think, oh no, this might be something, bear trap, freezing trap, something like this. You play the armor up because he doesn't want you to get through this. You can even put more pressure on it. This card is good for bluffing. Dart trap is no card that is great. Or let's say, this card is great when you know how to make a bluff on your enemy, so he really runs into this card and yeah, gets the 5 damage to the face. But even if you play this more late game, which is, yeah, well, let's face it, late game is the problem of every face hunter. There is no late game for face hunter, only a bit of a late game for mid-range hunter. And for that reason, you just trade every time, play the dart trap out, and you can even face more, because your opponent will lose speed due to the dart trap, which you just use instead of dealing 2 damage just to deal the 5 damage again to something else. I guess dart trap is okay. I guess you can use that, but you will have to do it with a more, well, let's say poker face. Okay, something here. No. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this works. Okay, so these are all the hunter cards. I would say the Desert Camel is the weakest card of them all, but Explorer's Hat comes after this, and Dart Trap is the best card of the hero, of the hunter class cards. But here, Explorer's Hat and Dart Trap are both interesting, very interesting. Depends on how you play with them. Okay, so here comes the Mage. Yeah. The Mage has, from left to right, first a minion called the Animated Armor, 4 mana for 4 minion. Your hero can only take 1 damage at a time. So, okay, here's the clue. Your hero can only take 1 damage at a time. Which means every damage that your hero gets while Animated Armor is out, which is more than 1, reduces the damage of, reduces the damage to the hero for 1. No matter if it's spell damage or something else. Yeah. You could say it's a taunt. You could really actually say it's a taunt, because nobody is interested in having that Animated Armor staying on the board more than 1 round. Yeah. But this is all. Because the problem is, to make this really effective, Animated Armor should have the possibility to, I don't know, to just, it should have the possibility to get stealth somehow. Because that way it is really interesting. It is, I mean, Animated Armor is somewhat like the small Mal'Ganis version of Mage. Not that important, but also, no, it's not okay. It's not even okay, because for 4 mana is way too expensive, and the effect will never or almost never get in place, because the Animated Armor will simply be crushed before it really can be useful. Okay. This, for example, let's say this is somewhat like, it would be nice if you could combine it. I mean, again, it's a 4. Was this auto? No. Again, it's a 4 mana minion, which means you could get this out of piloted Sky Golem. And let's be honest, if you could get that out of a piloted Sky Golem, for example, as a control warrior, this could be interesting. But not if you have the card in game and want to play it. Okay. So, Ethereal Conjurer. 5 mana, 6/3. Okay, so according to the stat, it's not really interesting, so we take a look at the battle cry. The battle cry is discover a spell. So, with spell, it means only discover a mage spell. Because you only can get neutral cards or cards from your class, and there are no neutral spells, so we only can get mage spells. So, mage spells, which you could get. Okay, well, let's do it this way. We do the neutral ones first, because in that we can see if they are good or bad. We simply count the bad and we simply count yeah, how much of the cards are interesting for us. So we got Arcane Missiles, good. I mean, it's according to a good friend of mine, the second best damage value card you could get. The best damage value card you can get out is wait, let me show you, would be this here, Light's Justice, because for 1 mana you can deal 4 damage. And Arcane Missiles is 3 damage for 1 mana. So according to him, it's the second best spell damage card. So it's okay to get that out. Icelands. Yeah, well, let's see, you play the Conjurer in a mage deck, which means that you really can expect to use Frostbolt, which equals a use for the Icelands. Could be used, okay. Mirror Image, only interesting in Tempo Mage, and you wouldn't use the Conjurer in Tempo Mage. What? Okay. Arcane Explosion, most of the people say bad, but let's say you face an aggro deck, it's completely okay. I would say okay-ish. Flamecan, okay, good, okay, because you can produce another minion out of nowhere. Good. Okay. Okay-ish. Okay. 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 Okay to good. Okay to good. Good. Bad. Bad in most of the times. Okay. Okay, depends on what you got on board. Good. Or better to say, this is great, possibly one of the best you could get out of this. Good, okay. Bad to okay. Good to get one thing wrecked, but that's all. Good, great. And yeah, the most damage you could get out of this. So I will take a look at the ones I forgot. Arcane Blast, probably not good for your deeds, because you need the extra spell damage, and this would be something you get in Tempo Mage, and Tempo Mage is not something we use. We use the Conjurer on. Spellbender. There's a reason why I discarded this, why I disenchanted this. Yeah, and that's mostly all of it. So let's say from the ones I don't have, which are really bad. 1. Yeah, 1. Okay, this was very fast. Okay, 1 that is bad. 2. 2. Well, let's say 3. Because this is very, very optional in most of the cases, how not so good. So 3. 4. 5. 6. 6. 7. 8. Yeah, there's more mage cards which aren't that great. Whoops. So, all in all, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 26, 27, 28, 28, oh, again 28. 28 cards, from which we said 8 are bad, which equals 20 good cards. So, let's say, okay, you have, again this thing. Okay, oh wait. Ah, okay, in this version, this is also, yeah, in this version this also works, this. Damn it! One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's actually a 32% chance, if you get one card, that it is a bad card. So we draw 3. 3 out of 28 cards. 3 out of 28 cards. So this means you actually have a slightly better than 50% chance to get a more or less, because the good cards are really good. So your value, the value cards you could really get, aren't that much. So you got a bit less of a 50% chance to get a good card out of the Conjurer, which really means no, better not. So looks interesting, but no. And I've got the Forgotten Torch, which is a new class spell. Okay, so Forgotten Torch, 3 mana, deal 3 damage, shuffle a Roaring Torch into your deck that deals 6 damage. Okay, Yeah, so this equals. Wait, I don't know how much the Roaring Torch is costing us. Is this... Yeah, okay, 6 damage for 3 mana card. Okay, which means the Forgotten Torch goes into Roaring Torch equals 6 damage for 9 mana, which is not that good if you want to see it that way. It's interesting if you play it in Freeze Mage, because as a Freeze Mage, you actually don't have that much of minion removers on single targets. I mean, you have the Frostbolt, which is 2/3 plus freeze, which is actually really good. But what if the enemy has a bit more than these? Plus, when you get your Archmage Antonidas out, and you get, let's say you got more Roaring Torches then. You have 2 Roaring Torches in your hand, you discount, you got Antonidas for 6, you play 2 Roaring Torches, which is 12 mana for 12 damage for 4 mana, plus you have 12 damage on your hand again, which equals 24 damage. Means is actually quite good then. Plus, you don't have to forget this. It's a card you draw back, or you shuffle back into your deck, which means in a fatigue run, you have the better strategy there. And let's face it, you really want to draw more cards just to have the value out of them. I would say Forgotten Torch is no card for a Tempo Mage, for a Mech Mage, something else. It's a card for Fatigue Mages, which is actually a Freeze Mage. But in this deck it could actually be quite okay, I guess. Has to be tested, but I guess this is okay. So, 1 complete rubbish card, 1 not so really, but for fun plays, okay card, and an okay to good card. So Forgotten Torch is something we will try on Freeze Mage. Okay, so Paladin cards. Anything can happen. Summon 7 Murlocs that died this game. Okay, after Blizzard after Blizzard didn't manage to get Shaman Murloc to run, they try it now with Paladin Murloc Knight. I mean, okay, let's say if you really can summon 7 Murlocs that died this game, these 7 Murlocs should be useful then. And it's quite unlikely that your enemy will really have used the Murlocs this time. And if you play a Murloc only deck, you almost never get to turn 10. I mean, we can take a look at what community says about here. It says Merc-Urkidine, Step 1, play Old Murgai, 2 Raid Leaders, and 2 Bluegill Warriors, and any other Murlocs won't be too difficult since you run double Divine Favor and a bunch of low-cost minions and secrets. Step 2, get your opponent down to like half HP. If you haven't already won by then, you should lose a board by like turn 8 in the typical Murloc game. Play Anything Can Happen and deal 22 plus charge damage to your opponent's face, totally balanced. Yeah, okay. This is something that happens once in 150 games, something like this. Not really of an option. Okay, so we say, okay, anything can happen. Interesting idea, maybe in the future, but really not now. Okay, got the Keeper of Uldaman. Keeper of Uldaman, 4 mana, 3/4 minion. The battle cry sets a minion's attack and health to 3, which is okay, which is really good. Well, let's just face it. If you are aggroing, you can just give something with one to free. I mean, just to make a joke about this, yeah. How about you play? Where is it? Oh, let's say you play an angry chicken. Yeah, I mean, angry chicken is really of an option in this case. I mean, 1 mana, 5 attack, for 5 mana, enrage, 5 attack. You play Keeper of Uldaman. This is turn 5, yeah? You first play Angry Chicken, and you play the Uldaman, and you got an Angry Chicken free. And let's face it, a free is not as easy killable as a 1/1, and you can enrage them. This is actually really interesting. Really interesting. Because, let's say you can deal 1 damage to that Angry Chicken somehow, then it would be not a free, it would be an 8 free. An 8/2, because yeah, it is damaged. And then you will give him a Blessing of Kings, which makes it a 12/2, and boom, you can deal 12 damage on turn 6. I mean, yeah. Or something else, you could play an Argent Squire and make it a free with Divine Shield. There are many options, in my opinion. You can make somewhat useless cards be quite interesting, really interesting. Yeah, for example, like a Neutron gets a free with Taunt Divine Shield, which is actually the half of what Tyrion Fordragon has. Yeah? Or whatever you want. Or you can go into Lawwalker Joe, which goes free, boom, yeah. Yeah, actually, you see, it is really quite okay, because the typical thing will be, I guess, you play turn 6, you play a dude, and then you go get him free, and you get for 6 mana, you get 7, which is also completely okay. So, so this really is worth an option, and you can get out lots of pressure here. And the other thing, if for example your enemy plays something really threatening, I'd say let it be Ysera, Nefarian, Chromagus, whatever. You play Keeper of Uldaman, he gets free, and you can kill him with the Keeper. That's the interesting thing, because the Keeper is 3/4 and will survive that trait. And that's what makes the Keeper really strong. The aggressive Keeper is not so much of an interesting thing, but the defensive Keeper is very interesting. Just keep that in mind. It's really worth looking about this in mid-range to control Paladin. And other people say, I have Theorycraft and other. Control, really interesting. Opinions on this in Secret Paladin? It's not that interesting in Secret Paladin unless you want to build up a board. And the thing is, if you play Secret Paladin effectively, you want to get a board, and that you play turn 4 Piloted Shredder, because it's a sticky minion. It gets another minion if something comes out of this. And then you play, or at least I do this most of the time, turn 3, you play Master for Battle, and you play Shielded Miniboard, or if you don't have the Shielded Miniboard, you play a Dude. And then you have the really sticky board. You can play turn 6 your Mysterious Challenger, and woo, there is the combo wombo. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to see free Ysera, but free Molten Giant is awesome. Keep in mind that this does not remove effects. So you can make Ragnaros tiny, but not his fireballs. Yeah, just keep that in mind. Unless you silence it first. Okay. So really interesting. Will hopefully see play. Okay. Then we got the Sacred Trial. Okay, Sacred Trial, another secret. When your opponent has at least 3 minions and plays another, destroy it. Yeah. Could see use in Secret Paladin, because that way... Why is my mobile phone blinking? Just let me take a look. Nothing really interesting. Okay, I'm back. So, well, let's say if you get it on Secret Paladin. Yeah. The thing is, most of the time if you play Secret Paladin, you play aggro and you don't want your enemy to get a board out. And the Sacred Trial is more or less exactly what you want to have there. The thing is just, yeah, if your enemy has 3 minions on board while you play Mysterious Challenger, it's okay, then he won't have that much of an option to simply kill everything. Well, let's say you get your Mysterious Challenger buff to 9/8, and then he plays Big Game Hunter, which is most of the time the 4th minion, then you Sacred Trial it. But if you'd ask me, I would play Mind Control tech then. If I really want to say, okay, more than 3, then I would play Mind Control tech for just getting his minion, which is way more effective. Yeah. But well, it could see some use in Control Paladin, because it's 2 times Sacred Trial, and later on you get Enter the Colosseum. Could be interesting. So the best card of the Paladin is the Keeper of Uldaman, and then comes the Sacred Trial, and then anything can happen. Priest, very interesting. I mean, what's the most? I don't know. Let's start this way. First, we have a spell called Excavated Evil, 5 mana, deal 3 damage to all minions, which is important for us because we don't want to damage ourselves. Shuffle this card into your opponent's deck. This might sound bad, but hey, let's take a guessing. How many minions do you have that have 3 health or below? Just take a look here. Typical minions. I'm just looking at my custom deck here. Okay. Minions that lose. Okay. Northshire Cleric, Twilight Whelp, Shrinkmeister. You see? This was all. And you have to keep in mind that these minions which die are our early game minions. And our early game minions are so completely... we don't need them on turn 6. Because, hey, well, let's say you play this on turn 5. Yeah, well, you play your one mana minions then. And then your enemy draws Excavated Evil. Be honest to yourself. Do you really need that Northshire Cleric to draw when you have all that sticky minions there? You play the sticky minions, wait for your opponent to respond to them, and then play the Northshire Cleric to heal and get something out of it. And even if she dies, come on, this is not really interesting. The important is that your sticky minions survive, and the poor aggro thingy is just excavated. So Excavated Evil, really great anti-aggro card. Just try it out. Entomb, 6 mana, and also a spell. Choose an enemy minion, shuffle it into your deck. It's interesting in control and fatigue matches because you bring your opponent 1 card more to fatigue, you get 1 card into your deck. But more or less, it is interesting, yeah. It has somewhat of the mind control effects from Priest, and in a mind control only deck, this could be really interesting, but not in the typical Priest. I mean, well, let's see how many mind control effects do we have. We have. Okay, convert does not count because it puts a copy. Mind games puts a copy. Shadow Madness, gain control of an enemy minion. We got Cabal Shadow Priest. These are 1, 2, 3. With the new one, 4. 4. Yeah, 4 cards, which actually have almost complete control about the enemy minions. And 6 minions stolen by the priest is not less. If you really can get it out, it's controlled priest for sure. It gets really interesting then. I think in a late game control based priest deck, Entomb is really interesting. Really interesting. Museum Curator. 2 mana, 1/2 minion, Battlecry, discover a Death Rattle card. Okay, so it comes back to the point what Death Rattle cards does. Usual. No. My fault. Not from your deck, but discover a Death Rattle card. So, get out Death Rattle. So, we only got the Dark Cultist here. Yeah, I'm just looking for not crafting. Yeah, it's the same. So, then we got Blood Mage Falnos, Explosive Sheep, Loot Hoarder. I'm just mentioning the interesting cards for us to block aggro, for example. Death Lord, Harvest Golem, Unstable Ghoul, Mechanical Yeti, Pilot Shredder, Sludge Belcher, Abomination, Cairn Bloodhoof, Piloted Sky Golem, Sylvanas Windrunner, the Beast, no, not really, Toshley, Chillmaw, Sneed's Old Shredder. You see, these are lots of cards. Most interesting for us is the class card Dark Cultist, because Dark Cultist is very mana efficient and it fits very well into every priest deck. I'd say Museum Curator is interesting, really interesting. You should run him once or twice. Oh wait, I'm just thinking about it. It says summon a Death Rattle card. Is there a spell which has something to do with Death Rattle? Oh. Death Rattle. No, not really. At least not in Priest. Okay, so I think it's okay. We don't have that much of a 2-drop in Priest decks, so this is a good addition also for Control Priest. So we got 3 cards for mid-range and Control Priest, where one is for complete control only, which is the Entomb, and the Excavated Eva Museum Curator is for mid-range to control. which is actually quite good because priest is lacking heart there. Okay, so yeah, I think the best card is the Excavated Evil, because priest was complaining a lot about not having the power to deal with hardcore aggro, and Excavated Evil is really doing the job here. Okay, so let's say Excavated Evil, Museum Curator, and Entomb. But Curator and Entomb are both on the same step, or I think Museum Curator is half of a step better than Entomb. The Tomb Pillager, let's get rogue cards now. The Tomb Pillager. 4 mana, 5/4. Death Rattle. Add a coin to your hand. Yeah. I have to say, I watched Live Coach when he was calculating this card. He said, in his opinion, the coin is worth 1.3 mana for a rogue, because rogue can activate it for combo effects. So, which means actually the Tomb Pillager is 5/4 for 4 mana is something like a 3.5, and the Death Rattle, you get a coin to your hand, it gets you to a 4 point something. It's okay, it gets you a bit more value. I guess it's less than 3.5, more like 3.2 or so, that you get 4.5 out of the Tomb Pillager. You play that twice, you run it twice in your rogue deck, so you can activate almost every combo there. So Tomb Pillager is really a nice and interesting card, plus it has a nice picture. The next card, yeah, Unearthed Raptor. 3 mana, 3/4. With the battle cry, choose a friendly minion, gain a copy of its Death Rattle effect. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? Well, let's see. Death Rattle. Oh, we have to look that up here. Death Rattle with, yeah, show golden cards only. Cards with Death Rattle effects, which we could use. Anivor Ambusher, Anubarak. So I'm just mentioning the things that could be interesting. Haunted Creeper. Yeah, Blood Mage Thalnos, but we don't own that. Yeah. Which cards would this be also okay? I guess Piloted Shredder would be okay. Yeah, the Sylvanas combo, but yeah, you don't run Sylvanas that much on a rogue. So yeah, the cards you would use the Unearthed Raptor with are more interesting if you would use, if the Unearthed Raptor would be a neutral card, but it isn't. So yeah, the Unearthed Raptor sounds interesting. Maybe there will be in the next expansion some interesting Death Rattle minion neutral, which we could use for the Unearthed Raptor. But by now it's almost no use to play this. Almost no. By the way, just to have it said, the Tomb Pillager is also a card you can get out of the Piloted Sky Golem. Okay, the Pit Snake. 1 mana, 2/1. And destroy any minion damaged by this minion. It's the poison effect. And yeah, we also have seen this as neutral cards. The Cobra. Oh, I feel sorry. Yeah, for example, the Cobra, or yeah, whatever. Yeah, the Pit Snake can be played on turn 1 and has the same problem that every of this poison cards has. It has no charge. If this would have said charge, it would be such an awesome great card. But, and this is the interesting point here, the Pit Snake can also be a minion that could come out of the Mounted Raptor from the Druid, which would be interesting. Just to have that in mind. Yeah. So, well, this is all, I guess you could say. The best card is the Tomb Pillager here. Then comes the Unearthed Raptor, because it has the potential to be good, but not in this expansion. And then comes the Pit Snake, but also not that much worse than the Unearthed Raptor, because it can still be a minion out of the Mounted Raptor. Okay, back to Shaman cards. Every Finn is awesome. Every Finn is fine if you're part of the team. Okay, so 7 mana spell, give your minions +2/+2, costs 1 less for each Murloc you control. Yeah, lots of people will say this card is complete garbage, because you can only play it if you play Murlocs, and you need 3 Murlocs on the deck for this to be mana efficient. But let's be honest, which late game options does a Shaman have besides using his hero ability and getting a few cards out? And the interesting point is, this will give all your minions +2/+2, not only Murlocs. So I say it's something you can play in a control Shaman, which actually just doesn't exist, because that's the point why everybody thinks everything is awesome is bad. But it could see play in the next expansion. Just have to look about how the meta is more going. This is more control Shaman, mid-range Shaman, aggro Shaman, no Shaman. Okay, so then comes the Rumbling Elemental. 4 mana, 2/6. After you play a Battlecry minion, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Sounds interesting. Sounds like it's somewhat twisted and upgraded version of the Flame Juggler, but it is not, because let's say if you really are on turn 4, or well, let's say you play this on turn 3 because you coined it. You don't have that much of a Battlecry card in Shaman. Let's see. Battlecry Shaman. Yeah, so okay. The Tusker Totemic. Okay, but the Tusker Totemic is cheaper than the Elemental, and so you don't want to play the Elemental before the Totemic, because the Totemic is way stronger. Draenei Totem Carver, who really plays this. Fire Guard Destroyer, sadly this is nothing someone plays. The Mistcaller, okay, if you own it you will play it, this is 2 damage. And Neptulon, yeah, okay. So, any else cards with Battlecry? Nope. So, let's get to these cards. And you will see, okay, there won't be any really interesting cards. Okay, no, Ironbeak Owl won't be run in Shaman, because you have the Earth Strike, Earth Shock, sorry. Yeah, and then when you go through the cards, you see there's not enough Battlecry cards for this card to be efficient. So by now, no. Okay, then we got the Tunnel Trog. The Tunnel Trog, 1 mana, 1/3. When you overload, gain +1 attack per locked mana crystal. So for example, if you play something with overload 2, this is +2 attack for the Tunnel Trog. The Tunnel Trog is something like the equivalent of the Mana Worm. And it's really good, actually, because you can deal the damage on board, have still get value out of the overload because of your Trog, and you got sticky minion on it. I mean, for example, something that would be really interesting would be you play the Tunnel Trog, then you play on turn 2 the 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 totem. What's it called? Wait, almost got it. Where is it? I'm dumb. The Totem Golem. You play Totem Golem, so you got a 2/3 and the 3/4. Next turn, you can also play the next Totem Golem, so you got a 3/3 and 2/3/4. This is actually really good. And yeah, well, let's face it, if you can play Tunnel Trog on turn 1 with coin and another one, and then you play the Totem Golem, it's like the steamrolling and snowballing effect you get with the Mana Worms. Nothing more, nothing less. So Tunnel Trog really makes the aggro shaman more viable, which is actually quite good. Aggro shaman could be a thing we might see in the next time, with the help of only the Tunnel Trog. Okay, let's continue. So this card the best here, this very good in control, this mostly garbage. So 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Warlock. Warlock has is, let's say, interesting cards. Yeah. First is Reliquary Seeker, which is 1/1 for 1 mana and has the battle cry. If you have 6 other minions, gain +4/+4. Yeah, so the strategy is to have turn, I don't know, turn 5, you played both of your implosions, have a full board, and then play Reliquary Seeker for 5/5. I'm not convinced. Guys, I'm not convinced, because Reliquary Seeker is not only a demon, which means, come on, no demon. So no, it can't even benefit from your demon only spells. So no, Reliquary Seeker is a somewhat interesting picture, but no interesting effect. Guess we won't see that a lot. The second, the Curse of Rafaam. 2 mana, a spell, give your opponent a cursed card. While they hold it, they take 2 damage on their turn. I don't know if any one of you remembered the cripple cards that existed in the Blackrock Mountain adventure, when you played it against Cro-Magus, who just spammed your hand with this. This is most of the time the same. You get a cursed card, or your enemy gets a cursed card, and this cursed card costs 2 mana to discard it. So basically, the Curse of Rafaam is nothing more than a delay of your opponent in case he doesn't want to get damage. But let's face it, this is the bad thing about it. If you, let's say you play an aggro Warlock. On turn 2 you don't really want to use the Curse of Rafaam, because you want to play, I don't know, something like Nerubian Egg. You want to play something like Haunted Creeper. You want to play something like Knife Juggler, and the Curse of Rafaam is just destroying your mana curve. Curse of Rafaam is only interesting, in my opinion, if your opponent wasn't able to kill your Flame Imp on turn 1, so on turn 2 you can use the Curse of Rafaam to delay him from just killing your Flame Imp, to ensure that the Flame Imp just comes out and gets 1 or 2 attacks. But that's all. That's really all. Your opponent will simply kill the Flame Imp then, instead of discarding the Curse of Rafam, will take the 2 damage and discard the next turn. So you should, your goal on this would be to really, let's say, put pressure on him so that he just doesn't have the time to remove the curse. But I don't see a deck where this is really going good, because the 2 damage most of the time are less than they would get from your minions. So to just destroy minions, get the 2 to the face, and good is. Okay, but it could see use. I just don't see how much of that will be. The Dark Peddler. 2 mana, 2/2. Not really good, but more or less okay. It has the same stats like a Mad Scientist. It has the battle cry, discover a 1-cost card. 1-cost card means no restriction to minion or spell, so it can be any 1 mana class card and every 1 mana class card, or a 1 mana neutral minion. So we do the calculation again here and take a look at how many 1 mana cost cards we have. So first let me see if okay. So we got Corruption, not really that good. Mortal Coil, okay to good. Power Overwhelming is let's see it different. I would play this card in, I guess, more of a hand lock. Yeah, so we look for cards that are better for hand lock than for than for the others. But nevertheless, we see that Soulfire is good for also an aggro, Flame is good for aggro. Yeah, but then we should play this off curve, and 2/2 is not a good value card for the off curve. So Mortal Coil, good. A Power Overwhelming, good. Soulfire, good. Flame Imp, decent. Voidwalker, okay. Yeah, okay. These have been all. 1 mana neutral minions, we already discussed that. So let's say for a handlock, this is not only 1 card we get, but 1 card we could use. So for example, a Mortal Coil or a Soulfire. No, not Soulfire for handlock, because we don't want to destroy our hand. Power Overwhelming, really okay, because usually you don't run Power Overwhelming in your deck. But if you play Ancient Watcher, Power Overwhelm, and then Soulfire, it is the same effect like a Shadow Flaming a Molten Giant, which is actually quite good then. Okay. Yeah, this is usually all that is really interesting. Maybe if you can get this card, then also interesting will or could be, where is it? Voodoo Doctor, because just restoring 2 health, which could be the 2 health you actually need. Okay. So I'd say okay, really okay till good. Don't know what's expecting us, but yeah, Dark Peddler is really. Whoop, sorry for just turning around, just taking a look at yeah. You know what I mean. I don't really know how to place the dashboard better here, because usually I'm just taking a look at the dashboard, and then it's okay to me. I'm sorry for that. If you got any ideas for improving that, please just tell me. Okay, Dark Peddler, 2 mana, 2/2. with Battlecry discover a 2-cost card. Okay. But the bad thing here is it's a 2 mana cost card, and so it makes the average outcome of our piloted shredder worse. Not that much worse, but a bit worse. Okay. So I'd say best card 1, 2, 3. Okay, the warrior now. The warrior has received a new weapon, and hey, well, let's face it, this looks more or less exactly like the Soul Blade. Come on. That's maybe why it's called Cursed Blade. Maybe it's yeah, a reference to this. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3. 1 mana, 2 damage, 3 durability, and has the backdraw double all damage dealt to your hero. Oof. I mean, just oof. The problem is, if you theoretically you could just attack with the Cursed Blade, yeah, boom, trade 3 times. Let's say you trade with the 2 once, which equals 6, which equals 12 damage. 12 damage. But that's not all you get from the damage. You also get the damage you get when they attack you, doubled. So no. Cursed Blade is just no use, because you can't get as much armor as you need to get value out of the Cursed Blade. Sorry, but true. If you really want to have a third cheap cost weapon, just stick to the Defender of Kings. This is way better. For those of you who don't know which weapon I mean. I mean this card, King's Defender. Because it's 3 mana, so you can play it. Let's say you play turn 2, you play you attack once with your Fiery War Axe. Turn 3, you attack second time with your Fiery War Axe. Then you play King's Defender, and it is still a 3/2. It is still better than the 1 mana 2/3. Okay, next card. Obsidian Destroyer. 7/7/7, which is a bit worse than it should be. I mean, 7/8 would also have been not that good. Yeah, and it has the effect at the end of your turn, summon a 1/1 Scarab with Taunt. Yeah. It's the end of your turn, so we could really say we got for 7 mana an 8/8 and 1 Taunt. Yeah. The problem is this is just not enough. It barely doesn't hit the mark. For 1 mana less, or 2 stats more, it would have been okay, really okay card to play, but this way it's just slightly too slow. Cause turn 7 you just have way better options. You would play Dr. Boom. You would play yeah, mostly Dr. Boom is the play here. Do you have anything else here? Yeah, or chill more if you play a Dragon Warrior, Baron Geddon, or I don't know, Rand Blacken is also an option. Yeah, you see these are the options we got when we don't want to play Obsidian Destroyer. Yeah, plus it's BGHable. So no, but it's interesting if you can get that out of a Summoning Portal. Then it's really interesting. Okay, then we got the Fierce Monkey. Fierce Monkey is 3 mana, 3/4 Taunt, and a Beast. But Beast is not that interesting for Warrior. Yeah, I mean, for 3 mana, a Taunt, free 4, which can deal with the free HP minions, is okay. It's really okay. It's the best class card Warrior received. It's okay. You can really put this into your deck. Be happy with this. Okay. So I'd say 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now here come the neutral cards and the tokens. I would say we do it the following. I will skip the legendary cards and then first go to these and then we go to the legendaries. Okay, so we got the Genie of Zephyrs. 5 mana for 6. Whenever you cast a spell on another friendly minion, cast a copy of it on this one. So this means the Genie also gets every or receives every buff you or other turn. Every spell that is used on another friendly minion is also cast on Genie. So Genie is something that is interesting on Priest, for example. So you buff something and the Genie also gets the buff, which is okay. So for example, if you play Power Word Shield, it's not only +2 health and 1 card drawn, it's 2 health for the Genie 2 and 2 cards drawn incomplete, which is okay. You could build a deck about Genie, I guess, because you can also play him twice and it's okay, but I guess because of its bad stats, because 4 attack for 5 mana and only 6 life is not enough to get him alive for very long. So I guess it won't hit the mark. But you can put him into your deck and build something around it. I guess this is very, very viable. Okay, the Naga Sea Witch. 5 mana, 5, and your cards cost 5. So we got 4 times the 5 in it. Yeah. I mean, it's a somewhat neutral version of Aviana. And the cards are just too expensive then. If it says your cards cost 4, it would be okay. But 5 is just way too expensive. Way too expensive. Where do you want to play this card? Well, what does community say? In a way, this could be constructed as being better than Aviana. On turn 10, you can play this and then any other card, including a 10 mana legendary or a spell like Pyroblast. Aviana's problem is that she reduces only minions to 1, which means that normally it's impossible to keep her on the board longer than 1 turn because she'd be primed for removal. Yeah, but Aviana is something you can also get out of Sneed's Old Shredder, and this is way more interesting. If you could get the Naga Sea Witch out of the piloted Sky Golem because she would cost 4 mana, she would be way, way, way more interesting. And yeah, just because she's not having this 1 mana reduction, she's 1 mana too expensive. Otherwise she would be okay, a really interesting card, but no. Okay, then we got the Summoning Stone. 5 mana, 0/6. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random minion of the same cost. This is an RNG fun card. Yeah, it's just an RNG fun card. But it can be quite fun to really play this with a friend, and not for competitive. Just for the fun on Hearthstone, this is completely okay. Eerie Statue. 4 mana, 7/7, can't attack unless it's the only minion on the battlefield. Which will probably never happen. But just according to the new cards we have here, let's say you play this in a pre-stack, and then you play an Excavated Evil on the next, so you can play it on curve, which would be 4 mana Eerie Statue and 5 mana Excavated Evil, and boom, 7 damage to your face. Statue is not that bad from the stats, and it would be even worth thinking about silencing it. People play it in Druid decks here, it says, or in Warlock. Yeah, in Warlock is okay because you can Shadow Flame it. In Druid deck, Druid deck should be great in the Science deck, except that the 4 mana slot is quite competitive. I tend to agree with Druid. Why Druid? Tell me. Okay, just not finding what the people think is good about this. Wailing Soul make a comeback. Card looks beyond insane. Beyond insane in Arena. Put a sparring partner at it. I think Blizzard wants balls to be played. Bolster. Yeah. I mean, yeah, well, okay, if you can tone it up and then it's really good. The stats are really interesting, and that's why it is really okay to think about putting this into some control decks. Not into aggro decks, there it's completely rubbish, but in control decks it's interesting. Okay, Ancient Shade, 4 mana, 7/4. 7 is really okay for 4, really interesting. 4 mana, okay. Battlecry, shuffle an Ancient Curse into your deck that deals 7 damage to you when drawn. Yeah, in aggro decks, possibly this may find play. It has somewhat of the same backdraw. Nah, not the same backdraw, but the same effect of backdraw as when you play Fel Reaver. Instead of the fact that Fel Reaver is 8/8 and not 7/4. Yeah, so yeah, the plan would be if you play Ancient Shade, you would play this with other very expensive, very mana efficient cards like Fel Reaver. You play Ancient Shade first, just these cards, and then just overrun your enemy in hope that he won't be able to deal with this. But I guess this is. Yeah. If it has 7/5, it would be an OP, so cool, great card, but with the 7/4 it dies too fast. And it has to attack at least once to have him lose 7 life and you lose 7 life. Yeah. I really don't know. I guess no. But it is possible to see this find use. Fossilized Devilsaur, 8 mana, 8/8. Battlecry, if you control a beast, gain Taunt. This is interesting in a, I don't know, in any other deck than Druid, because if you want to play Druid and you want to get an 8/8 with Taunt for 8 mana, you just play the Ironbark Protector. In every other deck, it's, yeah, you would nah. If you want an Ironbark Protector in something else, then you would play this. People play this in Hunter. Come on, no. Gonna have to beat through 8 of these in some PvE map, I'm sure. Yeah. Ironbark Protector. Yeah. And why don't you have more upvotes? Definitely the fun type card. I'm not one for card text that read if. High main. I got the fossil in my sides. Please don't forget to feed your King Crush. Yeah. Because it's a beast, you see that it yeah, because I know it's no beast. Haha. Yeah, it's no beast, so you can't even get this out from the hunter. Okay, the next thing here is wobbling runs. It's raining here outside. I was just confused what sound I just heard. Yeah. Wobbling runs. 6 mana, 2/6, and the Death Rattle summon 3/2/2 runs. I guess this can be interesting, really interesting, if you have Baron Riven there on hand. Play this turn 6, turn 7 Riven there, sacrifice the wobbling runs in 2, and you have 6/2/2 runs, and then it has such an overvalue. But even if you say it summons 3/2 runs, it would be an 8/10 for... No. It's an 8/12 then. An 8/12 completely. Wobbling runs could be a preparation card for Druid when you want to do Savage Roar. People here play it in Shaman. It's also very okay to prepare a Bloodlust. Yeah, or in Rogue it's also okay. Theorycraft, other. It's okay, it may find some place. Inquisitive Sentinel. 5 mana, 4/4, Death Rattle, give a random friendly minion +3/+3/+3. Yeah, if it would be a battle cry, it would be really great. But though that's a Death Rattle, I don't know, not really that much of cool. Plus it is on a random friendly minion. Inquisitive Sentinel, yeah, okay, it may find some place, but the stats are completely rubbish. I mean, 4/4 for 5 mana, okay. Yeah, I guess no. I guess because of its own stats, it will be too weak to have the value out of anything else there. Okay, so next thing, something interesting. We didn't have any mechs. This is the only mech card in the new expansion, called the Gorillabot A3. 4 mana, 3/4, and the battle cry: if you control another deck, discover a mech. I would say the Gorillabot is interesting, really interesting. People play it in Mage or in Warrior. Is that a metal banana? Ah, probably not. Along with the Genie, best art of the adventure. Nah, no. It never when something says it can give you a mech, it will never give you the V70 Tron. Because this is a crafting card. You need 3 other mechs on board, and then you have to play Mimiron's Head. Something combo-like, but no. Yeah, collectible cards only. It can, however, give you Mimiron's Head. Spider Tank with an extra mana to draw a mech card synergizing with the rest of their deck. Yeah, that's also what I thought. I mean, just take a look at take a mech. So take all the mech cards here. Nope. 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 Huh? Where is only I'm just looking for the 4 mana mech cards, which I could possibly replace with the Gorillabot. Well, let's see. How many 3 mana mechs do we got? Which we normally use. It's the Spider Tank. And that's all. Yeah. If you want to play the Gorillabot A3, you should think about, cutting out one spider tank for one gorilla bot. Or if you want to do it different, you play only one Tinkertown technician and one spider bot for 2 gorilla bots. Because I think the gorilla bot is interesting because you can discover a mech, which means you can choose between 3 random mechs, and it's just one extra card, and Mech Mage is always running out of mechs. Always. So I think this is interesting. I would really cut out one Tinkertown technician and one spider tank for 2 gorilla bots. Yeah. Then comes the Tomb Spider. 4 mana, free, it's a beast. With the battle cry, discover a beast. Yeah, this is really something for control, because really bad stats for 4 mana, but you can get another beast. I'd say no, because it is too slow. If it is free discover a beast, it will be okay, but not for 4 mana. The Jeweled Scarab. 2 mana, 1/1, and discover a free cost card. I think this is really interesting. Probably not mana efficient, but if you can, you could theoretically, just theoretically, play on curve. And there are lots of free mana drops that you don't use, but which are also okay. Free mana drops. Yeah, just for example, Argent Horse Rider, Arcane Golem, Big Game Hunter, Cold Blight Oracle is also okay. I Dread Scale, not that much. Kirin Tor Mage was your Spell Slinger to create another card then. Yeah, Alder Peacekeeper. Yeah, Dark Cultist, Edwin Van Cleave. You see, lots of cards are usable. I would say Jeweled Scarab could really find use in rogue decks, because you get Edwin Van Cleave. Yeah, okay, Shady Dealer, no. And you get the SA7 agent, so 2 class cards which are actually really good on him. Oh, by the way, it says discover a free cost card, which means all the cards you see here, yeah, are usable, because the class cards are not restricted there to minion or something else. It only says cost card. And I would say it really highly depends on which class you use. For example, Shaman has so much power, so many powerful free mana cards. Healing Wave, Lightning Storm, Feral Spirit is okay, Mana Tide Totem, Tusker Totemic if you play more control elementals, Destruction, but also Rogue. You have Perdition's Blade, Beneath the Ground, Burgle, Edwin Van Cleave, SA7 Agent. You have that's a problem if you play on Mage. Mage has many secrets, and not all of them are good. Also not interesting for Hunter or for Druid. What's with Paladin here? Cockhammer, Muster for Battle, Elder Peacekeeper, Divine Favor. For Priest we got nothing interesting besides the Dark Cultist and Verlaine's Chosen. Thought Steal is most of the times not that interesting. Yeah, like the Rogue. Shaman we also got. Nothing really interesting for the Warlock. And yeah, nothing really interesting for the Warrior. So for Rogue, Shaman, and Paladin, this is really interesting. For the rest, not. Yeah, and then you got all the 3 mana neutrals. Also some interesting cards on them, like Shade of Naxxramas, or Saboteur. Mind Control Tech if you need him. Questing Adventurer. Ogre Brute, also very strong free mana drop, though it has the 50% chance to miss and deal damage on something else. The Hobgoblin, Injured Blade Master. Even the King Mugler is very strong. It's probably the strongest card here, but yeah, with the backdrop of giving your opponent 2 bananas. Yeah, or you can get out Viola and Adis. Really some interesting cards here. Okay. Then we got the huge Toad. 2 mana, 3/2, Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. Yeah. Basically the Death Rattle version of the Flame Juggler. Nothing more. Can think about how to use this. I guess this will be used more in the aggro style decks because it deals 1 damage more, has 1 life more, kills and deals 1 damage anyway. So again, yeah, then we have the Murloc Tiny Fin. It's cute, but more or less the Murloc version of a Wisp. Okay, now we come to the legendaries. Starting with Arcchief Rafaam. 9 mana, 7/8, Battlecry, discover a powerful artifact. The so-called powerful artifacts are the Lantern of Power, the Mirror of Doom, and the Timepiece of Horror. All have something to do with 10, so for 9 mana you play the Arc Thief, and then for 10 mana you can play his card. Lantern of Power, give a minion +10/+10. Mirror of Doom, fill your board with free mummy zombies. This is with same effect like Onyxia has. And really, instead of Onyxia, I would play the Arc Thief. Timepiece of Horror. Yeah. And none of these cards are really interestingly good. That's the problem. I mean, give a minion +10/+10 sounds so great, but let's face it, if this is really coming out more, we will have every idiot running 2 big game hunters in his deck, and yeah, this doesn't sound so interesting then anymore. The Mirror of Doom, fill your board with free mummy zombies. Same problem as we had with the Patron Warrior. If you have patrons, then the board gets cleared most of the times. So if you play the Arc Thief and you want to get value out of this, you really just wait with this power card, with the spell card, until your enemy has nothing more. You would only play the Arc Thief in a fatigue control based deck, and yeah, you see the problem in this. Okay, then we have Reno Jackson. Lots of people said he's one of the most, probably the most interesting card in the new expansion, because he gives you the opportunity to create completely new decks from the name is related from the name is related to old Magic the Gathering system called Highlander decks. Okay, Highlander deck means every card is only set once into a deck. For example, let's say you only run 1 Eaglehorn Bow, 1 Animal Companion, 1 Deadly Shot, 1 Kill Command. Yeah, every card only once, not twice if you can, only once. The idea of this was basically, I don't know if anybody of you has seen the movie The Highlander. Yeah. In The Highlander it was this way. You had immortal people, and they fought each other to find out who is the strongest, because there can be only one Highlander, one who has all the power. And yeah, this is basically the main topic sentence. There can be only one. Yeah, and this this archetype of deck is now viable due to Reno Jackson, because Reno Jackson, it's a 6 mana minion for 4/6 and has the battle cry: if your deck contains no more than one of any card, fully heal your hero. So means if you have one type of card in your deck and you draw Reno Jackson, now boom, again full to 30 health. Can be very, 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 very strong. I guess this will be interesting, or can be very interesting, in for every class that has lots of strong minions that you only run once. For example, Control Warrior. People try to play it in every deck by now. It's used in 1.5. Watch this, yeah? It says it's used in 1.58% of all decks after the release, and after the pros have shown how strong this card is. This will rise from 1.58% to possibly 30%, 40%. Just a promise here. Okay. Yeah. Something I want to find out. Yeah, exactly. This question was also mine. Does this card require that you only have one copy of each card in your deck list? So all 30 cards have to be different? Because my idea was just, what if you have very, very, very cheap cards? For example, let's say you got 2 Power Royal Shield. You draw 1, and you know you only can have 1 more in your deck. So this means you only got 1 in your deck. Would mean that Reno Jackson would heal you anyway. I will test that out, but I don't know. Anyway, the Highlander is, well. And let me see if someone answered that question. Right now I have 13 cards double in my deck. With my scientist will pull out secrets until you get blah, 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 blah. When you need it, you should either have stuff played out or enhanced that it contains cards. Okay, someone else also had copy in it. Ah, copyright. Okay, and I guess it will be. I guess it will be that that you only have 1 card in your deck remaining, something like this. Yeah. Okay. Next card, next legendary is Elise Starseeker. 4 mana, 3/5, not very interesting stats for the mana cost, but has the battle cry: shuffle the map to the Golden Monkey into your deck. The map to the Golden Monkey. Flavor text: a large part of our job entails not mixing up the map to the Golden Monkey with the map to Monkey Island. Ha ha! I think that is very funny because I love it. Okay, another thing. Okay, so she shuffles the map to the Golden Monkey into your deck. Let me show you what this is. The map to the Golden Monkey is this card, and okay, it is not found. I guess because it's a token, something like this. Okay, not found, not found. Okay, then I will show you this here. So the map to the Golden Monkey is a 2 mana spell which says shuffle the Golden Monkey into your deck and draw a card. So the Golden Monkey is a 4 mana card, 6/6, good stats, with taunt, and has the battle cry that you replace your hand and the complete deck with legendary minions, which sounds actually quite nice. But something I would really like to know about this is the legendary minions. Do they have the same mana costs than the cards they are replaced with have? So if that is the case, you can control what cards you want. For example, if you just make this a suggestion. Let's say you have one of these powerful artifacts, yeah, and you want to have a 10 mana legendary. Which 10 mana legendaries do we know? No, 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 no. Varian is one option, and Deathwing. So we only have the opportunity to get Varian or Deathwing. And both of them are interesting, right? Because something we don't want is our enemy to get us wrecked after we found the golden monkey. Yeah? And, yeah, well. Yeah. The other thing is in which which type of deck you want to play this. Actually, my opinion, you want to play this in Mill Druid or Mill Rogue. Because, let's say you play Mill Rogue. You play Beneath the Grounds, you get Elise Starseeker in, you get 3 cards into your enemy's deck, which will just come to your side. You will have 1 card more, the map to the golden monkey, which you don't have to play actually, but it will help. And you will draw to fatigue anyway. But I can't imagine this being interesting in any other type of deck here. Okay, so to the next card. Whoa, I made a mistake here. Okay. There I am. Okay. Bran Bronzebeard. 3 mana, 2/4, and says your battle cries trigger twice. So you can say it's a Baron Riven there in opposite way. 1 mana less and 1 stat point less. We will have to see if this finds more use than Baron Riven there will have or has by now. But it is a fun card anyway, and a funny fun card. Oh wait, okay. So the last of our card review cards will be Sir Finlay Murgleton. Sir Finlay Murgleton. 1 mana, 1/3, and the battle cry discover a new basic hero power. So the question is, oh no, well let's say it's actually, according to the stats, a good card. It's really an okay card. And according to let's say the Grand Tournament, for example, this is a very interesting card. I really would like to know if this basic hero power will be up or can be upgraded by Justica Trueheart, but I guess not, because this discovered basic hero power is not your starting hero power. Just saying. Okay, so the question is, you can see it here, which card will profit which class will profit the most from having another hero ability. This is probably Rogue and Shaman. Yeah. So, well, it's a 1 mana drop minion for Rogue, which is actually really okay. But you have to build your deck completely around having another hero power. But it is okay. It is okay. Yeah, nothing more, nothing less. So this can have lots of use if it is played in the correct deck. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically, this is all I have to tell you about the new cards. And yeah, well, the League of Explorers starts today. It starts on Thursday, and I'm just very excited. The first wing we will have adventure structure. there's the first temple we got. We have to play against the Sinar, Therix, and then we have to escape the temple. Is it shown? Ah, okay. So the Genie of Zephyrs, the Jeweled Scarab. Just want to show you which cards we will get from the thingies here. So we get the Genie of Zephyrs, we get the Jeweled Scarab, we get a Nivisef Sentinel, the Summoning Stone, we get the Rumbling Elemental, the Sacred Trial, the Ancient Shade, and the Reno Jackson. So, to be honest, guys, weekend is Highlander constructing weekend for me, so I can show you lots of cool new decks next week. Or was it this? I just thought I also had found the... oh wait, let me just close what is uninteresting here now. This is uninteresting. This is the same. This. So I wanted to take a look at... Ah, okay, there is no link by now to, yeah. What's wrong here? What's going wrong? Okay, yeah, there is no link to the class challenges, so I can't show you what you get out of the class challenges. But yeah, hey, well, okay. This is all we got to expect from Thursday, from the new wing. I hope you tune in when I play, and yeah, for the end of this, I just want to enjoy with you the League of Explorers expansion trailer, so we can have... Whoop. Let me show you here.
We've traversed the tombs of Naxxramas. We've climbed every cliff on Black Rock. Now the world cries out for heroes. As a new evil rises, there will be danger. There will be doom. There will be ancient temples filled with relics, treasures, and traps. Who will answer the call?
Explorers lead, and we are in need of explorers. Adventure we seek, cross land and sea. Won't you come and join us?
Oh, yes!
Yeah, so well. I'm very excited. League of Explorers will be such fun. I mean, I hope you are as as excited as me and Leroy Jenkins. Okay, so well, sorry I didn't play today for you. I promise to do that again after the Reno Jackson release, because I really guess not only the meta, but lots of play styles will change, and we will simply try to make to keep up with the meta, and we try to how do we say it, we just try to to test around a bit, make us some Highlander decks, and just just see how far we can get with this. Maybe this is our legend deck we all waited for. Okay, yeah. Maybe the Explorers will make us the road to the BlizzCon 2016. Maybe they can discover it. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. I'm Sorix. I'm out.